Hello and welcome to today's video. Now, this particular video took me a bit of time, not necessarily because it was technical. I would say the two issues that I was looking at was one, how to present the information, two, yeah, still has to do with presentation. That's one area that I try not to get trapped in too much because if you want to start going into presentation, you can obviously take a a while. Um, but here we are, we finally have it, and we are currently a driving license that's held. Now, this is by vehicle type. And remember, we are looking at what does the data say. Don't assume, actually, get to know what the data says. And here, now the data that I had only had the vehicle type. It didn't have the short description. So there's a lot of there are a lot of things that happen here in the background that obviously you can't see. I had to go online, I had to search, I had to get the description. So I've called these short descriptions. There are other things that I intend to add to this particular Vs in the future because some of these has limitations in terms of the I would say restrictions, yeah, restrictions, limitations in terms of the number of passengers that they can carry and also the weights and things like that. So we'll add that in the future. Now, there's a particular category that I've been trying to get. If anyone has this particular knows what this is, AR2. I haven't been able to get that, so I do have that as to be confirmed currently. I don't have that yet. So this is what we have. The challenge that I had, in fact, previously, when I had this particular chart, I had it as previously, I wanted to present it as a bar chart. So let me put it as a bar chart. And that's not supposed to happen. Click that and then change that to a bar chart. Right. So previously, this is how the charts would have been presented, not just like this. It was going to be sorted by quantity, and that was going to be, oh no, I selected that was going to be descending. Right. Now, at that particular point, we had no short description. So just ignore the legend short description at the moment. And this was basically what you were going to have. You were going to have all of these vehicle types here from A to, let me just increase this so you can see everything. Brilliant. So we had from A all the way to M. Well, doesn't necessarily go. This is in order of quantities, but you have all of them here. 25 of them. This number here is showing how many vehicle types we have. Now, it didn't seem the best way of presenting this information because um there were several things that I was considering. I was considering who's going to be viewing this information. Putting it in a bar chart like this is already assuming that people may want to see which license was more, things along those particular lines. And obviously, because I'm just recording these videos, this is not something that I'm necessarily doing for a client. I'm just doing this for the public. Um, I haven't necessarily requested any information from the public to say, what do you want? So this is open. And by the time I put it like this, I'm already introducing a bit of bias into the data. So rather than doing this, I just said, you know what, let's just keep it as our table. I did that again, click that and change that to table. Right, so keeping it as a table, we have this. Now the table makes it nice. The other slight challenge that the bar chart had was the putting in the descriptions. Obviously the way the bar chart was, if I wanted to put descriptions that way, that would have been more challenging to do. So, but putting it in a table like this makes it very, very clear for everyone to see. You can see the vehicle types that we have. You can see what the vehicle types mean. Something that I would also look at doing in the future is to include images. Trying to get images from your desktop in Power BI is currently um, it's not the easiest right now, and there was a workaround that I found out, getting the bin of the image, but then for that to occur, you have to shrink the image as well. I was not ready to start shrinking all the images. All of that's going to take time. That's going to take extra space on my system. So I said, you know what? Let's not do that. I will upload this online somewhere, and then I would link that in the future. So hopefully in one of our future videos, we should have this. We should also have pictures as well, the pictures of the vehicle types, just almost like the ones you would have behind your driver's license. But right now, you can see you have your vehicle type from A to Q. You can see your short description here. Um, Now you've got motorcycles, mopeds, cars, quadricycles. This basically just means vehicles that have four wheels, but they don't qualify as a car, or or a large vehicle or medium vehicle. You've got buses, mini buses, and all of that. And then you do have the amount of licenses. Now, something that you need to be careful about this figure here, if you have a license, you know that in some cases, when you're able to drive a particular vehicle, you can drive another vehicle. So this total figure here isn't accurate, because what this is doing, it's taking the total of everything, and this obviously doesn't mean that we have 427 um, unique people or distinct people, that can drive. Um, different vehicles. What it means, it's you have several duplicates in there. Where this is probably more valuable at the moment is if you were to select vehicle type A, for example, you can see there we are selecting one. You can see that out of the 77 million people here, you've got 30 million of these people have actually passed. So 30 million of these, those that can drive heavy motorcycles here, have passed. 48 of them, 48 million of them have provisional licenses. You can go to A1. So this gives you that figure when you're looking at them, shall I say, when you're looking at individual license types. That's where this is very, very valuable. You can also see the breakdown by female or males. That's where this is useful. And then you can also filter um, to see the transmission type, whether it's automatic or whether it's manual. Let's clear that and go back to where we were before. So you have this, I will assume, actually, let's not assume, strangely, this data is interesting, because I would have assumed that people are that more people actually drive cars. But from the data, it's interesting that we do have more people with licenses to drive heavy motorcycles. We've got 77 um, million people. Obviously, some of these people would be able to drive cars as well, but actually, let's ignore what I said about the 77 million there. Remember, out of the 77 million, we've got 30 million have passed, so 30 million can legally drive. 48 million of them would need, they're learning how to drive. Currently, they have provisional licenses. So let's see. You know what? Let's just filter this with past, and let's see what happens. Okay, so this changes now. We have those that can ride pedestrian controlled vehicles or mowing machines, 42 million. Cars. All right. So I guess I was right with my assumption then. So we have more people have actually passed that can ride cars. We've got 42 million of them. Um, mm, 42 million people there. If I click cars itself, you can see, yeah, roughly for that's approximately into 43 million. 20 million of those that have passed are females, 23 million are males. Let's see how many have automatic licenses. You're looking at that number drops. Ooh, that's interesting. So we've got, yeah, that clears everything. We've got a R, uh-huh, and then we've got automatic. Hmm. The data doesn't seem to tally with the different data that I have. I will need to check something with this. I'll need to check something with this because when we looked at our age, I think it was our age data here. Oh, so the age data here doesn't give the breakdown of the automatic. It shows me those that have full driving licenses and professional driving licenses. District doesn't show me as well. The vehicle type is the one that shows me. So this is interesting. I will definitely need to verify, but this is giving me the impression at the moment that when it comes to cars, no wonder that answers a question I I have. Oh, that makes more sense. If this data is accurate, that so far there hasn't been any um issue when I did the transformations because I had to do some transformations. Um, it's currently saying we have 1.8 million people with automatic driving licenses, and we have um interestingly 40 there's approximately 41 million people with manual driving licenses. That is significant. Like I said, I would verify this. I would verify this. I would definitely verify this. I didn't think the margin would be that wide, but that's the impression that I'm getting um current currently. So let's look further. We've got females 19, males 22. Um, yep, automatic. Let's see the breakdown for the car. We've got, that's interesting. Got more females that have automatic licenses than males. That's very interesting. Um, okay, so let's clear that. And then if we look at our provisional licenses, obviously for the provisional licenses, they don't have the breakdown because with the provisional license, there's provisional licenses don't specify whether you can drive automatic or whether you can drive manual cars. And that's why when you look at the transmission type here, it says not applicable as far as that is concerned. But with the provisional licenses, you can see more people with provisional licenses appear to, like we said earlier, want to drive motorcycles, um, road rollers. That is interesting. Road rollers, that many. Okay. Tracked. Need to check what a road roller is. I had something else in mind. A tracked vehicle, and then you obviously have your cars and cars here. This is basically you with a car towing a trailer, and then I would have expected these two numbers to be the same. I would have expected these two numbers to be the same. I'm not sure why they are the same. We have a car here. Um, anyway, this is one of the reasons why is good to visualize, because by visualizing this right now, can I can see that I definitely need to go and check the data again. I need to be sure that the data is accurate. I need to be sure that there haven't been any transformations that would have tampered with the data. And this makes it very, very clear and easy for me to see and interact with the data. So this is one of the reasons why BI is very, very important. It gives you the ability to interact with your data, see what is there. Again, don't assume what your data is saying. Do find out what your data is really, really saying. And you can see we've got millions, well, 500,000 here for minibuses and buses as well. The number goes down. Very few people can drive quadricycles, trolley vehicles, and then after that it starts going. We've got cars that are exempt. You've got about 1 million cars that are exempt from duty. So that's the category small, and and you've got all of this showing up here. Well, I think that is what we should take right now. That is more than um, perfect. That basically shows you what this dashboard can do. All right. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you. Or yeah, we'll see in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye.